game review time. And how can I not start off with one of my favorite games, Mario Kart 64. This game is great. I know it's an old game, but that's what's great about it, is no matter how old this game is, it's still a great game, and I can still complain about it and give my reviews. This game is a terrific game, so when I say complain, I'm only giving complaints because this game is a great game, and someone has to be the ass and complain about the game. So who better than me? So let's dive right in. This way that this game review, I'm gonna do a quick Grand Prix. Should take about 8 to 10 minutes, and I'll give my review within that 8 to 10 minute time slot. So I'm gonna do it on the hardest difficulty to give myself a little bit of a challenge while I engage you guys. Alright, so first things first, I do need to pick a character, and you're already thinking, oh, he's gonna pick Peach, Toad, Yoshi, they're the best characters. No! Augie picks DK, aka Donkey Kong, aka Drift King, aka me. Alright, let's get it. There's plenty of cups here to do, and they're all great cups, but I'm going to do the first one, because the other ones are going to take a little bit more time. Maybe if I do another review, I can do the other cups. But in the meantime, you're going to shut up, I'm going to do Mushroom Cup, and we're both going to enjoy it. So, for the sake of time, I'm just going to jump right back into it. So, first things first, let's talk about a couple of cons about this game. This game is a great game. Once again, I cannot stress that enough, but someone has to complain about it, so I'm going to do so. First things first, this game is a party game. Let's get that straight. It's not meant for you to sit there by yourself, spending countless hours trying to beat it by yourself. But of course, losers like myself did it anyways. And it was fun and it was thrilling, you know, the first two cups, and the first two difficulties, and let me break those difficulties down. There's 50cc, which is easy. There's 100cc, which is medium. Then there's 150cc, which is what the hell. So the fun thing about what the hell is first and third place, the first people that started off on the race with you, will always be behind you. No matter how far I get, no matter what items I use against them, no matter how fast I propel myself, they will always be on me. Which, it gets kind of annoying after a while. It does give it a competitive edge, a hard edge to it, but it's understandable because this game would be boring if it didn't have that. So let's jump straight into how difficult this game is. So after doing the difficulties, which was once again easy, normal, what the hell, then they have what the hell backwards. So just like it says, just like I said it, you're doing this whole race backwards. And after a while, that does get really hard because right when you start to get familiar with the tracks, you gotta do it backwards. And that there was just a challenge. So before I continue ranting on about how challenging this game is, after beating the game and completing it, and by completing it I mean getting gold cups on all of the races, which means getting first place in all the cups, you get a big ol' fat heaping pile of crap. Correction, you don't even get that. You get nothing. That's right, you get nothing for beating this damn game. And that's what's frustrating about it. You put all this hard work, you sweat, blood, tears, and sweat, and nothing. You get nothing. And so to me that was a little bit disappointing. The reason why that disappoints me is because there was plenty of opportunities to maybe give you one more character. Even a map. I mean, in comparison to games like this, because you're like, oh, this game was old, they're going to do that. Yes, they could have. Diddy Kong Racing. Plenty of tracks, plenty of vehicles to use, so you didn't get bored of just using go-karts. And on top of that, you can unlock characters. May have been 2, but you get characters. And it's 2 more characters in this game. But we're not doing a side-by-side comparison, we're just complaining and praising this game. So, that being said, next track here, we're going to continue on with my complaints. I won't veer off too about single player here, just because this is a party game like I said in the beginning, so let's complain about the party aspect of it. So, what's cool is, when this game was brought out, it's very easy to start up and get going. But with that being said, if this was a party game, there are a couple of tracks which are either way too long for it to be a party track, or be completely broken. You're thinking, what? Broken, Augie? This game's not broken. Yeah, I have one track for you to prove that, and it's called Banshee Boardwalk. That track is broken. Half the time you're trying to figure out if you were supposed to turn left or right without really much guidance to correct you, or you were falling off the boardwalk every 10 seconds. And yeah, it's fun and challenging at first to losers like me who enjoyed playing this game for countless hours once you figured it out. But if you had a party game, it was just not fun. People wanted to have a quick, easy race, have fun, talk shit, and then go on to the next. Those tracks, you can't really get to do that unless you sat there once again countless hours playing this game. So to me, that kind of put a little competitive edge to it, and it also created a skill gap. And to me, those tracks then had to be avoided, thus leaving out cups like the third and fourth one. Don't remember the names off the top of my head. but that already limits to how many tracks you can do. So to me, that was kind of disappointing. And then another thing that I complained about the tracks was that they're too long. For example, for certain races that were way too long were things like Rainbow Road or like Wario Stadium. They are fun, beautiful tracks, but they were way too long for you to be sitting there for 6 to 10 minutes or even longer because some people didn't know how to play the game that well. So, to me, those aren't really party tracks, and that kind of limited the amount of access you had to this game. But let's not rant on, because of course that is subjective. There are plenty of people who can do and run those tracks, like myself, which I enjoy, but that's not what we're complaining about. So, another thing that my last complaint here before we get to the halfway point is that when you're playing multiplayer, if you have more than 2 people, you can't race the computer. So, I mean, that was fun at first. You're just racing friends, especially, at a party, you have a bunch of get-togethers. But if there's just 4 of you, it creates that definite skill gap. If someone, once again, played this game a lot and had no friends like myself, when you finally did have friends and you played against them, you wrecked them. And it was funny at first, but starts to lose its taste after a while. And so, that being said, created a less enjoyable environment when there's a skill gap for a party game. Alright, so now that we're on the second halfway point here on the third race, let's start moving into the pros about this game. I'm sorry, I sat there complaining. I can complain all day. No, let's talk about the pros, because once again, this game is just immaculate. It's such a fun game, quick, easy to, get people to learn how to play, very easy to explain. Overall, once again, great game. So, I'm not going to be able to have enough time to praise the game, so let's just talk about a couple of pros while I still have time on the clock. First and foremost, once again, I will repeat this and I cannot stress this enough, this is a party game, and so the pros for that will be never ending, because that's mainly what it was. First and foremost, what I liked is, what I was saying before I went on this rant, is the simplicity of the game. Yes, the simplicity. This game is very easy to work. It literally has, I think, 4 buttons. A is to go, B is to brake, this crazy little Z trigger in the back, activates your items, and then the joystick. I mean, yeah, the right bumper helps you hop and drift, but we're just going to talk about the simplicity of the game here. So, once you learn those 4 or 5 buttons, you can easily learn how to play Mario Kart. Or if you had to teach someone how to play Mario Kart, very easy to explain it to them. I didn't have to go through a 10-20 minute explanation explaining everything. It was real simple. You push these buttons, you race each other to the finish, end of story. And that's it. That's basically it. And such simplicity created such a great, easy game. With that simplicity, let's talk about the items. The items you use in this game are very easy as well. You got shells. Look, I just used 3 shells. They go forward. Next item, an item box. What does that do? Oh, I dropped it down. It must do something. But by me, what I'm explaining and trying to explain here is the items are very easy to explain, and if you didn't explain them properly, you would use the item, and you would pretty much know how to use it. And that's what's great about party games, is I don't have to sit there stressing trying to teach my friends how to play. I can just spend, a second or two to explain it, and that's what was really cool about it. So that's what I enjoyed, is being able to explain this game to my friends on a quick manner so we can just jump in and get to the shit talking. So, that being said, let's move on to my next point now that I'm on the last track here. I have a couple of points left. One thing I did like about this game is that it wasn't just racing. There was a battle royale mode, or battle mode. Basically, if you got tired of whooping your friends' asses in the racetrack, you can then go into party mode, where, I don't know, whose smoked out idea was, hey, let's make these carts shoot shit at each other and pop each other's balloons, deserves a promotion, because that was a great idea. Because that right there didn't really have too much of a skill gap. You were on a bunch of tight tracks where you're kind of just breaking, shooting shells at each other and trying not to get your balloons popped. So to me that was very interesting, because this game was more than just let's just sit here and run the racetrack. You can do more than that. So to me that was another great option. That who would have thought a racing game would have had a shooting type of battle royale to it. So to me that was very interesting. It was a nice take on this game, and this game honestly would have been not as great without it. Even though it isn't used as much, I think it is an underplayed playlist, because a lot of people tend to enjoy that, at least from what I've noticed from my experiences. So this damn train in this game, it totally slowed me down to 4th. Alright, so another thing that I liked about this game is the cup system. You know, you got to do all the cups and all the difficulties. Even though it did lack in-game content, one thing that I thought was great is that you can drag a second friend to waste all that time with you. So even though, once again, the game didn't have much in-game content, at least you can waste you and another person's time playing it. You still had a lot of enjoyment doing it. Even though the lack of in-game content, it was still fun. I don't regret doing it, and to this day I have still done it over and over, where I reset my game data and I play it all over again. So to me, even though I didn't get a nice little wonderful send-off of beating the game. I still had fun doing it, and to me, there's not many games that let you do that nowadays, so I'm not going to really complain too much. I'm going to instead give that to the pro section, is that you can play with another friend and actually beat this game together. So on my final lap, I want to get to my final point and my final end here, is that this game is timeless. It doesn't matter what date it is, doesn't matter what year it is, doesn't matter what's going on. Basically, I can play this game whenever the hell I want, whatever the age I want. I'm still going to have a great-ass time playing it. Wow, look at that gap these fools just gapped me because of that stupid train stop. This game will always be a great game. Doesn't matter when you play it, where you play it. Everybody always has a good time about it. You never really hear anybody tell you that they don't like Mario Kart. Mario Kart, especially this one, everybody has played this Mario Kart. If you haven't, you're living under a rock, and you definitely need to play this game, because no matter if you bought it today or if you bought it 10 years from now, you're still going to have a great time. Your kids are going to have a great time. Your kids' kids are going to have a great time. Your kids' 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 kids are going to have a great time. And your aunts and uncles and your friends, everybody has a great time unless they suck at this game. If they suck at this game, they suck at this game. There's really not much I can say about that. So, I wish I would have got first place in all 4 races here, but I still take the cup home. Pretty much shat on the competition here. Then again, it is the first cup, the other ones are more difficult. So, to wrap this game up, even though this game, lacked a lot of content, didn't really give us unlockables, a couple of broken aspects to the party, even though this was a party game, overall, this game gets a 10 out of 10. Like, how can you not give this game a 10 out of 10? It's just beautiful. It's remarkable. It was way ahead of its time. In my personal opinion, this game was just fantastic, and I will still continue to play it, and I hope everyone else continues to play it too. Now, let's all have a little bit of respect and enjoy Donkey Kong, aka DK, aka Drift King, aka myself, get this reward. Shut up! I'm surprised Wario made, podium. Oh, I can talk. You need to shut up. Wario doesn't really get podium, so I like him. He's personally one of my favorite characters, too. Well, that's it, folks. I got first place, got my points across. My first review ever. Hope you guys enjoyed it. There's plenty more to come. Maybe I'll do some more game side-by-side comparisons like this to Diddy Kong Racing. I'm just going to jump back and forth between new games, old games, whatever games maybe you recommend that I have. I can definitely give you a review on it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Continue watching. And just keep being great, guys. I really appreciate it. Appreciate the support. I appreciate the following. Of course, I'm on Instagram as well. In case you're just watching this on YouTube, feel free to follow me. Augioso up there, my YouTube channel down there. If you got a glimpse from Instagram. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.